Us women are notorious for constantly agreeing to say, yes, I'll do that for you. Yes, I'll do that for you, when really we want to say no. Well, even if there isn't enough time, we are always guilty of saying, I'll do that and I'll volunteer. But today, comedian and Whoopie Queen Cyndy Bragg is here with tips on how to live the sweet life by saying N-O.
Thank you.
Tell us how.
I want to give everybody a little know-how because I feel like we also give, and especially moms. This is big. We give of ourselves so much that there's some ways to say no and reframe it for yourself so that you're actually saying yes to yourself.
Well, please tell us how.
Okay.
With food, apparently.
Yes, of course. Let's, first of all, these whoopie pies are strawberry mint strawberry shortcake.
It smells so good.
I know, isn't it
fresh
heavenly?
Strawberries.
And they're bikini worthy. I mean, you could wear them and be ready. So
you can still eat and not
these
feel guilty.
These are my lighter version. And the first thing about saying no is that you can eat these, okay? Because these reframe that, you know, it's okay because they're not completely full of fat and butter. They're lighter versions. So saying yes to the lighter things in life is good. Now, one of the greatest things that I've loved about learning to say no is you know, when someone comes at you with really berating, like beating you. I'm going to have you.
All this stuff has meaning here. Okay, so like the beater, yes.
This whipped cream has been beaten to a frenzy, all right?
Yes.
So now I'm going to have you fold in some sweet stuff.
So when you feel like this said whipped cream, we do what?
Yes, we are going to fold in some sweet stuff, and we're going to say, it's just not going to work.
It's just not going to work.
Because when someone comes, go ahead. And when you fold in, you just sort of fold it. And
I got it.
Yeah, okay, sure you did. You got it. But when someone comes at you, and I had this friend who wanted to stay the weekend with us, and her kids, and you know, I love her dearly, and she kept coming up with reasons why it would work. And I had a mantra. It's
so you were saying, she was like, can I stay with you? And you just would say things politely, and it didn't work.
And and I just kept saying the same thing over until they finally get it. So if you're really feeling beaten up to like say yes to something that you know you can't do, just say your mantra. It's just not going to work.
But that's the hardest thing when you've tried your best to be nice to someone, if they're asking you to do something or they need a favor, and you can't really do it, and they come back at you.
Just not going to work.
Just hold your ground.
It's just not going to work. I want to be there, but it's just not going to work.
I just can't do it.
You could do this in work. You can do this with a job situation, asked to take on extra tasks. It's just not going to work.
There are some people that, you know, they can't say no, so they're like, oh, I'll take on this because I can't do that. And then you think, why did I say yes?
Right.
Why does that happen? Why do you think?
I think, and then that's my next tip, is that no can mean yes. And by saying no, you're saying yes to your time and you're valuing yourself.
Right.
And you really have to get your head around that you are saying no to something that you don't want to do, but yes to time that you want to do something else.
Why do you think, you know, a lot of times guys don't have problems with this? Guys can just say, no, man, sorry, and then walk off, nothing off their back, they're fine. Women, when we really can't do something, or when we've contemplated it and said, oh God, how do I say it to her? I don't want to hurt so-and-so's feelings, and we're still taking it on and thinking about it and stressing.
Yes, yes. I don't have the, you know, psychological reason why men
we
would
care
do
more,
that,
basically.
but I just think we're just so wired differently. Yeah. You know, and we are such givers. Women are just such givers.
That we worry about that. Okay, next up, what do we need to do? I sort of did that.
You folded this in beautifully. Thank you.
Thank you. It's so, I'm so like Martha Stewart.
You are Martha right now. I'm going to have you pipe one of these.
Okay.
Squeeze the bag. I love saying that. I'm so naughty.
She is.
Okay, so
that's why we like you.
We're going to just swirl it around in there. You go right ahead and do this one.
You trust me?
Yeah, I
let's
trust
do
you,
this.
darling.
Let's do that.
So, one of the things I love about reframing the word...
Of course there was a tight shot. That's not my fault. I put too much stuff in it. You know what? It's going to taste good either way.
And we'll just put a bunch of strawberries on there.
Okay.
That looks pretty. Look, we'll turn it around.
Doesn't it? She's so sweet to me. She's
well,
Melanie, you stop your laughing and get over here and try one of these, girl. All right. So as you were saying.
Reframing, yes. I had this instance where I was giving a lot of time and of myself and energy for a board that I was on.
Right.
A volunteer situation, and I was called a tart. A tart. And I don't know what that means because I'm a baker. So I look it up, and a tart is more of a teaser, a flirt. And so I was like, oh, I can do this. I got this. And I reframed that, like, these people didn't appreciate what I was giving.
Yeah.
So I give myself in a new way. Like with my comedy shows, I always have some organization where I give a portion of the proceeds.
Where you're helping, which is a great thing.
I want to give back. And so it's like reframing. That could have devastated me, but it's
you changed it up. You're like, I'm going to do this. Yeah, and that's a good tip because I think people carry it on, like I said, they carry on guilt, they carry on the worry, and when it comes down to it, we should just eat my beautiful dessert right here,
Well,
right?
let's do that, because now the next tip I have is the 2-tier letdown. And
Okay.
we have a 2-tier whoopie pie here. So why
Gotcha.
don't you just put a little macerated strawberry. I love saying macerated too, right?
Okay.
It's just strawberries cut up with sugar, and just sprinkle that on top. Yeah, So you have a real shortcake there.
Yeah, let's get some more juice.
And so the 2-tier letdown is when someone comes at you and they want you to do something, and you know they really want it, and they're coming at you hard, but you really, like your girlfriend, you really want to be there for her. Sometimes they just need to be considered. So you just say, let me think about it. And then you come back the next day, it's just not going to work.
So then, but you're kind of faking them out. You already know you don't want to do it,
Well,
and then
no,
you're thinking.
It could be that case. I used to do this with guys I would date. Now I'm married.
And what would you say to these guys?
Well,
Do tell, Cyndy.
Like, if they'd asked me to go do something that I maybe wasn't wanting to do, I'd be, let me think about it, and then I'd come back. Because truly, people really want to be considered when they request something.
That makes sense.
Thinking it through gives them the opportunity to know that you're at least contemplating what they're asking of you.
This is good. Can we eat now?
Yes.
Okay,
yes.
let's eat.
Okay.
You're going to go for yours, aren't you? That's okay. That's okay. You go for yours. It's safe.
Do we have time to talk about Mother's Day and where it came from?
Oh, this is the kind of the point of being here, right? Mother's Day is in a couple days. Happy Mother's Day, everybody. So where did it come from originally?
Mother's Day evidently came from the Egyptians. Isis, the goddess Isis, was the mother of all the pharaohs. And so they would hold a celebration for mothers. And then throughout the world, people would celebrate Mother's Day. And then in America, it came from a woman named, let me check my notes, Julia Ward Howell. And she wrote the Battle Hymn of the Republic. And after the Civil War, there was so much carnage from all the sons who were being killed. She rallied and said, let's save our sons. And from that, her daughter created the drive to have Mother's Day. And then in 1914, it was made a national holiday.
You know, I don't think I ever knew that.
I'm here to help.
A fun fact today.
It's a fun fact.
We're full of factoids. Happy Mother's Day, everybody.
I want to share this recipe. It's on my website.
Okay, great.
whoopiequeen.com, and I also have comedy shows coming up, so check it out there.
Check it out.
So that
She's
you can
hilarious,
join us.
guys. Thank you.